You're watching BBN Tonight on your official UK sports station, LEX 18.
Welcome back to BBN Tonight. Kentucky's third game of the 2020 season is drawing closer.
All right, let's check in with Jeff Piecoro of the UK Sports Network. Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
First up, Mississippi State comes to town on Saturday, coming off much different performances against LSU and Arkansas. How do you prepare for a team when they look so great and then look so?
Well, I think the biggest difference was you have tape on them now. It's kind of different from seeing what he did at his last stop to the personnel that he has at Mississippi State. So I think it kind of caught LSU a little bit by surprise. But it's a lot different offense than what fans are thinking of what they saw last week. This is a short passing game, but I still think that Mississippi State's going to come in. They're going to throw the ball 75% of the time, so a lot different than what we just saw in Mississippi.
So if Kentucky has to throw the ball more to kind of keep pace, redshirt sophomore Akeem Hayes has sure been a pleasant surprise in this receiving core. Where do you see him factoring in?
You know what? It doesn't matter how big you are, right? As long as you're big on the field. And I love the quickness that he has and the knowledge of the offense. A lot of times, especially for young guys, you kind of get lost out there, but he doesn't. He knows the offense. I think he can be a nice player for this team. Look, everybody is kind of now zeroing in on Ali in the first two games. Josh has done a nice job so far. They've had to try to find who's that secondary receiver. AJ's got good hands out of the backfield. But to me, he is the guy that runs nice routes. He's got great hands. Haven't seen him drop a ball yet. Let's knock on wood and hope that continues. But I think he can be a big factor for this offense, especially as well as they run the ball.
All right, look, this isn't a surprise. Mark Stoops even knows it. The defense needs to shore some things up. And while admitting the blame is shared, here's what he had to say on Monday's radio show.
You always got to look at first scheme. Did we put our players in a position to be successful? And there were definitely things that we need to do better or we would have done over defensively. Listen, Brad White has done a remarkable job and the defensive coaches. But, yes, there were certain things schematically that we were off on. Or they were going so fast that we couldn't get that in.
All right, Jeff. How do they get it in? Because Mississippi State's offense is going to be moving fast as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to play basically what we call a nickel, 5 defensive backs at all times, simply because they don't let you substitute. You can't sub unless the offense subs because they'll snap the ball and it'll be a penalty on you. I think this week you're going to see what Mark said. It's a different kind of offense. I think you're going to see the cornerbacks coming up a little bit. To me, the biggest problem with the defense still, we've had 2 games. 0 turnovers. They've not turned the ball over yet. No interceptions, no fumble recoveries. That has to happen for a team to get a short field and really take the momentum away from the opposing team. It has to happen this week.
Yeah, and the Cats are tied, by the way, for number 48 in the nation in tackles for loss, 50th in the number of sacks. There's only 74 teams playing. Yes. And, oh, by the way, 74th in pass defense efficiency. That's not great, Jeff.
Now, they've got to figure out somehow to get pressure. I mean, they just have to. They've got the skill. They've got the ability. Let's see it on the field.
Jeff, Mike Leach, he's one of those guys that you'd like to have in your foursome if you're playing golf.
Yes.
Like having sitting at your dinner table if you're out. Just talk about him and what he has done for this game of football.
You know, he's kind of, to me, he's almost a lot like Steve Spurrier, where Spurrier says, you know what, let's go play some golf. You know, you've got to have that because, especially for the coaches, they need a break every once in a while too. But, I think that you have to remember this is a game. These are still student athletes. This isn't the pro level yet. And even though some people would like to think it is, I heard what you guys were talking about earlier. A guy's going to miss a kick. It's going to happen. There's a guy's going to fumble. That's going to happen. But Mike Leach he keeps it real, man. I mean, he's a fun dude to be around. You never know when he's going to come out as a swashbuckling pirate or something like that. He's got a big pirate that sits in his office. But I think playing for a guy like that would be a blast.
Yeah, that's the thing is you never quite know what to expect. He is certainly entertaining.
Right.
Jeff Piecoro, thanks so much. Great talking to you again. Look forward to hearing your call on Saturday.
Have a great day, guys. See ya.
All right, thanks, Jeff. In our next segment on BBN Tonight, a talk with the charismatic man in charge of Mississippi State football.
You heard us talking about him. Bulldogs head coach Mike Leach is going to join us to talk about his time at Kentucky and about returning to Lexington. We'll be right back.